everybody? Welcome to the Wingin podcast. Jack, how you doing, man?
I am here, man, to continue to ignite the whole beef between PlayStation and Xbox. So yeah, I'm here to have fun.
Please forward all hate mail to yeah.
Yeah, please do. 'Cause I would love to see some of these answers. They're not the same. Okay. All right.
All right, Andre, man, how you doing?
I mean, well, look, I already said what I'm on time and I'm on this year, so it's just going to continue.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's March, people. It's March.
Out here causing trouble for no reason.
So, what you been playing, man?
Which one of us?
Yeah, which one?
Andre.
Okay, so I've been playing Castlevania Dominus Collection, 100%ed Dawn of Sorrow, and Portrait of Ruin. Just because I hadn't done it before, so I felt like doing it. Got back into Street Fighter 6 briefly, since I hadn't played it in months, and getting back to my computer, being able to play my games again. Kid needs me, so I'll be right back.
Yeah.
So I've been playing, I'm gonna try to say it the right way, Pokapia. So that has been nothing but a time sponge for me. Like it's ridiculous how addictive that game is. I tried to get into Animal Crossing, but I think one of the key things I don't care for with Animal Crossing is you really don't have a lot of stuff to do in a day. It's like, hey, I went and I kind of picked up all the weeds, I picked up some of the rocks and stuff here and there. And then I'm like, okay, but I still need shovels and the ability to have a shovel permanently, which that's the nuttiest thing. Like looking at this game as well as like Dragon Quest Builders, Animal Crossing really be drip feeding you like certain things. So
look, you know who runs Animal Crossing? It's a raccoon, bro.
Which is cool. But when you get competition, this next Animal Crossing better be something different, because it makes no sense for me to say, you know what? Here's your shovel, but it can break. You need to find a recipe for you to be able to make a permanent shovel. Really? And that happens with every piece of equipment you have. It is nuts to me. But once again, I think when I first started playing Animal Crossing when it came out during the pandemic, I had friends that had already been grinding. So when I got it, they were like, oh, link up and I'll just give you the recipe so that way you can go and make your own. But if you don't, like, I had to start over when I got my Switch 2. Now you got to like wait at least a day or two before you can actually do all that stuff. And I'm like, I can get to a point in Animal Crossing where there's nothing else to do for the day. To where in Pokemon, let's say the only things that really run out per se is, let's say, the vending machine. You can only do those once a day. And then when it comes down to people like the Pokemon building the house kits, depending on how big the house kit is or even the den, it's like, oh, it'll be done tomorrow. But if it's like a regular den, it's like, oh, it'll be done in like 20 minutes. So like come back in 20 minutes, we'll be finished. But you can be doing so much more with that, like, because you're not limited to finding weapons. Once you have, like, they start you off pretty well with the powers you need, whether it's like the water gun. Once you find Scyther, which is pretty early on, he'll teach you cut. I think, what was it? Drillsby eventually gave me like the rotary to where I can actually start like tearing up the ground and picking up plants. And so you get the stuff in like timely fashion. Like right now, I think I've learned everything so far because I just got Fly. But that's me on the 4th island at this point. But I didn't have to go that far, right? Like, because Fly is not necessary. Surf is not necessary. So is one of those things of they start you off with the necessities first to where you can do everything else. And it's just a really fun and addictive game. And it's not something that requires you to always be doing something. Like, you can just go and do your own thing and still be fine. The Pokemon, sometimes they'll come up to you and like, hey, I got a gift for you. And they'll give you a gift, but they're not demanding of you to do nothing. You can go straight to your Pokédex and see like, hey, somebody want to talk to you, but I'm like, all right, he can wait. Like, I got stuff I got to do. I don't have to worry about it. But outside of that, the kids wanted to play Streets of Rage 4. forgot
Classic.
I even had it. So got Streets of Rage 4. As soon as we turned it on, I'm like, oh shoot, we only got 3 characters. And I'm like, DLC, $8. All right, bet. Like, so let's go to get DLC. So now everybody got somebody different to play as. Because with us playing 4 players, which is a totally different game when you're running with 4 players versus
yeah.
But yeah, we just had a blast just kind of running through there, and that was one of the handful of games that my wife actually tried this weekend because she doesn't do gaming. So she tried Streets of Rage 4, and she was like, "Hey, I can button mash, right?" I was like, "Yeah, it's button mash. Like we'll take care of everything else." And so she's like, "All right, bet." And then
you know what you got to play next now, right?
What's that?
Shredder's Revenge.
See, and I have that, so I'm curious if you actually play it because I think once you throw the family game night in there, it's like you got to tackle it for her, and she's like, oh, okay. She's not gonna turn it down with no family game night in it. So
Shredder's Revenge, man.
So we're gonna throw her on that.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, we're gonna throw her on that because we tried because Overcooked came up this weekend, and I think it was solely because my mom saw it on Netflix because Netflix is continuing to add games, and I was like, you ain't gonna want to play that on Netflix, and she was like, why not? I said because there's no controller, you have to use your phone, and that's gonna get real annoying real fast. So I already had Overwatch apparently, and but they're all you can the all you can eat version is still not supported by the Switch 2 for some reason. But
I think they're working on it. They did.
Yeah.
I want to say there was either a tweet or something went out where they're working on. They were supposed to have been out, but they had to push it back or something.
I mean, at this point, they got 2 games that you can currently play, which is the first one, and then you have Overwatch, Overcooked, and then you have Overcooked 2.
Yeah.
So you can play either one outside of that one. But we had some fun, but then they were like, nah, this is too difficult. Like this is too hectic. I don't know what to do. Like we're just running across street, and then you got the stage moving left and right. It was like, no. So that's how we end up getting into Streets of Rage 4. And then also she was supposed to be playing Pokepia a little bit, but for whatever reason, something just had her click on Kirby. And she clicked on Kirby, and she said, oh, he's cute. And she was like, so like I just like inhaled this block. I was like, yeah. And so she spits it out. She's like, oh my gosh, like, do I get another one? I was like, oh yeah, there's plenty. Like,
so you ain't tell her about the body horror stuff that's gonna happen halfway through it. Right?
Well, she saw the car, and she saw the vending machine. The car, the vending machine, and the traffic cone. So she saw those.
Because most people be like, oh, this is a very cute game. I can buy this for my children, and everything will be fine. And then they get to that halfway point. Well, all hell break loose. You like,
nah, she ain't.
Yeah,
she ain't
I don't know how this got to eat for everyone.
She ain't made the King Kong yet. She fought against like her first mini boss, which is the dude with the shield and the sword.
Oh yeah, that dude.
Yeah, like he's super easy. So she was like, okay, she was able to get behind him with the cutter and spam. So
to be fair, like even the first couple bosses ain't bad.
No,
they ain't bad. The only time is probably with the Claudine chick.
Yeah,
and the whole DDD fight.
Yeah. So I mean, she was like, cool. All I gotta do is inhale, and
it's made for kids. That one is actually made for kids.
Yeah, but the one key thing I told her, I said, what I like about this one, she doesn't have to like, okay, inhale and then remember to press down to transform. Like it automatically will transform for you. She kept, for whatever reason, pressing Y, which is to release your power. And I was like, can you stop pressing that? She was like, but I want to press it to, she's instinctively wants to press it to attack. And I was like, unfortunately, Kirby's on the other side. You press A to attack. She's like, but can I swap it? And I was like, I don't know. I never looked at it. I never paid any attention.
You can, but you have to do it in the menu, in the controller.
Oh, mapping? Oh, okay.
Yeah. You have to do it like that.
So because I think we had just came off Streets of Rage, so she was already used to just button mashing Y. So she just kept pressing it with Kirby. And I'm like, stop. Like you're gonna release the power. And eventually she got it. But I mean to see her play 3 games, like finish the first level with Kirby, finish she stopped when it came to Streets of Rage. I think we stopped on like level 6, and then me and my kids picked back up from there. And then seeing her get into Pokepia, where she tries to get into it, then my daughter comes and just ruins it. Because whenever she's like, "Oh, I'm comfortable just playing, I'm playing," and my daughter's like, I was like, "It's not for you, baby." And you could try your best to give her a dummy controller. And she's like, nah, I want the whole system. Give it here. So, but yeah, so I mean, that's what we've been playing, man. You know,
like, you
I think we were no, not for the fact that it didn't go on open price. I have to go like secondhand with it, but yeah, outside of that, we were thinking about playing Laser Dance this week or getting Laser Dance this weekend, but I haven't decided if I want to get it or not. It's a game I've been waiting for actually years, because it's kind of similar to most games. You always have like that one game that's advertised at launch and then it just magically disappears and never shows his face again. Laser Dance is one of those to where when the Quest 3 came out, it was like, oh, we're making this cool game where you can put a button on one wall, put a button on the other wall, and then we turn this into like some 007 Mission Impossible type stuff where you got to like crawl and maneuver through lasers to make it to the other side of the room to hit the stop button. And it finally came out like 2 weeks ago. So mind you, like I said, Quest 3 came out probably like what 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, I want to say 3-4 years ago. Yeah.
So they went radio silent and then just dropped the game.
Yeah, they started like campaigning again like a little bit right before it came out. But I'm like, I forgot all about y'all. Like, okay, but it's another game like that on the Switch too. I was talking to in the chat about it. Mouseworks. I was like, where did that game go? They were advertising that at launch. And then apparently, I guess the devs were saying, oh, we were showing the PC footage because we didn't even have dev kits. I was like, so how did you end up in a direct without a dev kit?
Yeah, they shouldn't have never been in there.
I was like, that's crazy. Like, I know Nintendo wanted to show off like as much mouse stuff as possible, but that's insane to have them show that off and not give them a dev kit. Like, so now the game, I guess, is slated for June, but we'll see.
All right.
But yeah, that's it, man.
All right, Andre, you want to finish?
I was say, well, I stopped at Street Fighter 6 and
Street Fighter 6,
got interrupted. I got back into Street Fighter 6 because of being able to play on my computer again. Played City of the Wolves. I still hate that name, but it's still a good game. Look, if you go Mark of the Wolves, then you could do Call of the Wolves, then you could do Rage of the Wolves. Sequential. SNK. I don't know what y'all was thinking.
Look, man, you still mad about Kushinu butt?
No, that's Marco. he has been called by his proper name. Kushnu is some other side character. We don't know who he is. He can fight though, but we don't know who he is. You know, funny thing is, I thought about that. They should bring that name back and as another character that has the same fighting style. Just have Marco do the orange and have Kushnu do the white.
Yeah.
Then people would be so confused. It would be funny as hell. But
it would be hilarious. And just have it as a little in-game nod, like, yeah.
But make them be separate people. Make Kushnu be the super serious one. Marco be more like friendly, playful.
Yeah. I can see that.
But then again, SNK probably wouldn't do that. They already screwed up with naming, so I ain't gonna hold them to do that.
Sakurai would do it though.
Oh yeah, I know he would. In a heartbeat, I know he would.
Yeah.
But I think that's all I really played because for the most part, I've been trying to fix computers all week. So I finally got that done. So outside of that, yeah, that's really all I've played.
Well, me, I jumped back into Bayonetta 3 because I was talking to a friend of mine and she wanted to see it, so I, jumped back into that one for a little bit. What else did I play? I did play City of the Wolves a little bit because I was playing a little bit of Nightmare Geese and a couple of the other characters. I need to go through that their arcade story mode. I need to finish doing that for everybody. I hadn't done that for everybody. I need to stop being lazy and just knock it on out. And I did jump back into Warframe a little bit because I want to be good to go when the Switch 2 version drops, and I can just add that one and take the Switch version out. So I can just cross-play that one. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. So, but okay, so let's get into tonight's topic. So the title of the episode, Believe It When I See It, and there's a reason for me saying that. So we're gonna start off with that one. So everybody knows Microsoft's CEO, Satya. And this is the article that's on, you can find this on purexbox.com. And the title says everything I need to know. And this is something he actually said. He said it. He did say it. It was at a Q&A. Now, this is from March 9th. So, yeah, this is at a Q&A. Once again, this whole Microsoft situation with Phil and Sarah, it's fishy, to say the least.
Oh, yeah.
It's hella fishy. But the mere fact that he said that they always invest in gaming, I'm going to ask the chat. Chat, y'all cool. Y'all pay attention, right, chat? Do y'all believe him? Do y'all believe him when he say that? Do y'all believe him?
Look, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him.
Yeah. Like, people in the chat, I just want to know, do y'all believe him when he says they always invest in gaming?
This is the same dude that wipes out whole divisions because they didn't do exactly as he asked them to do. Not because they underperformed, because they didn't do what he told them to do.
Dude, they bought Nokia, and a month later, the whole division was gone.
Hey, he said times are changing.
That was his decision, mind
you. Yeah, his decision. Nobody else's, his. So I'm sitting here like, okay, bro. And the new lady they got, she's saying all the right PR stuff. She is. She's saying all the proper PR stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, I'll believe it when I see it, because I refuse to believe that y'all have Phil Spencer, who actually is a gamer, and he was hamstrung by some of the stuff they did. Now, he ain't come out and say it, but we all know what happened with Tango Gameworks. That was not his call.
No.
So a lot of them decisions that probably got made was probably beyond his control anyway.
Yep.
So just looking at that whole situation is just like, okay, dude, there's no way in the world I believe this coming from you. Nope. Especially with how they've been doing financially, because like Xbox, the game division haven't been doing well.
No.
Even the 360 era, they didn't do well because people forget Red Ring of Death knocked out half of their profits.
Yeah.
The profit they would have had got knocked out.
They didn't really make money for the 360 until like the last 2 to 3 years of the generation.
Yeah, and by that time they already started Xbox One.
Yeah, so
yeah,
they was in the same boat as PlayStation. They didn't really financially do well until the end of that generation. It's like,
and even with PlayStation, because people forget PlayStation had the melting HDMI cables that they had to replace. 360 had the Red Ring of Death, which they had to replace a lot of 360s.
Yeah, the PS3 had that yellow light too.
Yeah,
that's when people started trying to tinker with the freaking Linux.
Yeah, both of those are $2 billion losses. Anybody that took any business class will tell you there is acceptable levels of risk. No business will ever say, and I don't care if they're $1 trillion company, they will ever say $1 billion is an acceptable. $1 billion in losses is an acceptable risk. They're not going to say that. Now, during R&D, like when something just drops, they'll probably say $500 million, $250 million. Yeah, that's acceptable loss because we plan on making that back within 3 to 4 years. But $1 billion, especially $2 billion, that is never acceptable. Never acceptable. And they had that. I want to say Microsoft had to deal with that 2 years back to back.
Yeah.
So
yeah, roughly 2.5 years, I think.
Yeah. So I'm sitting here like, yeah, I don't think they made. That's why I've always said, I'm like, I don't understand why they just did, instead of buying all these companies and letting them supporting their grand vision. Like, no, dude, nobody knows you, so we're gonna let you work on this game, Battletoads or Conquer or something. Let people let people see how you are, what you can do, and then we'll let you work on your grand vision that don't work. That you don't know what it is, but it's your grand vision.
Hey, but he told y'all they're gonna keep investing in it now. They've been investing by buying companies.
Yeah.
Hold on, but isn't this the same?
Putting stuff out.
This is the same dude that wanted to can the whole Xbox division.
Oh, I hear you. I think here's my thing. They play with words very well. You're right, Jay. They haven't released too much of anything. He didn't say they had to release anything. He said he's just gonna keep putting money into it. Now, I'm curious as into he's been wanting to kill it for a while, but I think this is going to be the first time he might actually try to make it something that he think is sustainable, something worthwhile. Because he's even mentioned like he didn't understand it. He still doesn't understand it from a standpoint, right? He's not a gamer. So if he can look at it from, we already saw some of the tweets that go out. Copilot. That's one of the first things they're talking about. Oh, put Copilot in gaming for what?
No,
like
no.
Like, what?
No.
What are we putting Copilot in gaming for? That makes absolutely no sense.
That's not. It's not going to do anything to make gaming better. It's going to make people more reliant on using it.
Yeah, and that's what he wants. That's the key point. So I think with Copilot as well as AI, and we're talking about this PC side of the house when we're talking console and PC hybrid, he's going to try to find ways to implement other businesses or other softwares into this to make the money on the back end where people are using it. I would imagine not too many people that buy this new Xbox is going to care anything about Microsoft 365. I couldn't see too many PC owners buying this. Like you got to find something that's a little bit more enticing to get the PC crowd to come over to deal with this. Casuals are not going to fool with this. I mean, I think really their sales pitch, and they haven't shown their hand, but my guess is their sales pitch is going to be, instead of you just getting a brand new computer and getting a brand new console, why not get both in one device? They're going to try to sell it as an all size fits all, one size fits all situation. And
but you can already do that with a PC.
No, but I think, Jack, I'm on to what you're saying, because I remember back in 2012, the whole idea was they wanted to be the entertainment center of your house.
Yeah,
they basically wanted to be all in one for everything.
Yeah, and I think that's they weren't going to be able to do that, but this may be their way of doing that. So I see what you're saying.
Yeah, they're trying to get back to it because, like I said, I was one of the very few that I knew that really liked the idea of the Xbox One, right? So we've gone away from cable TV at this point. Now it's streaming everything. And yeah, we're getting back to, do you want a game? Cool. You want to stream TV? Cool. You want a PC? Cool. Like it's all on this device. And if you're feeling froggy, we got a handheld for you too. Like they're really trying to do this one size fits all. And even though the enthusiasts or the Twitter crowd that talks about gaming, they really don't want to understand that, yes, in your world, Microsoft or Xbox is competing with PlayStation and Nintendo. But in reality, they're all competing with everything that requires your time. They're competing with Twitter. They're competing with YouTube. They're competing with Instagram. They're competing with TikToks. If you spend majority of your time on TikTok doom scrolling, or on any of these social device or platforms doom scrolling, or if you're making content, you're not spending time with us playing games. So now we need to find a way to get your attention from there, no matter if you have our device and your top hours are YouTube, because that's what most people think were like their top hours were YouTube. So we rather you do it on this platform to say that we have you on this platform than you do it anywhere else. So if I don't get you through the form of gaming, I'm gonna make it look like I got you through the form of gaming by getting you to buy the console to do the very thing you was already doing on your phone any damn way.
Yeah.
So
that kind of makes me think that them killing Mixer was a bad idea.
It was a
horrible idea,
because they could have used that for this. They definitely pulled a Google.
But who's to say it doesn't come back with a different name? And that's another thing too. Or have they
honestly, I got the dirtiest way they could have done it. The dirtiest way that they could have done it, and they could have still implemented Copilot like he wants to. Call it Copilot streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have Copilot act as an assistant to the streamer. Being able to pull up like information on the game or for facts for the crowd or whatever. Do that. Then you could institute it, and it would be in a way that people would actually engage with, that they probably wouldn't even think too much about, because it's already there doing something for them that they would actually want to do anyway.
Yeah,
good point.
Because I mean, we're at that point now to where this next device, Microsoft's not trying to be the brand that you necessarily buy per se. They want to be kind of like the foundation, but they don't have a problem saying, okay, yeah, such and such webcam works with our device, or this other third party controller works with our device. Like, we still make them, don't get me wrong, but you can plug it up. They're not going to stop it. So similar to what I was saying last night on Samsung's podcast, one of the things I was kind of confused on from both Sony and Microsoft, why didn't they continue the streaming narrative that they started with PS4 and Xbox One? Like, you could stream with those devices. You get a more powerful device in the PS5 and the Series X and S. Why are you not continuing that? Streamers didn't go anywhere. If anything, they doubled, if not quadrupled to a point. So now, granted, yeah, you got rid of Mixer, which I think is very stupid. But at the same time, one thing I've seen throughout the entire time I've been in tech, it is hard to break in where people have already kind of settled. And Windows learned that firsthand with the Windows Phone. While it was, to me, it was a great phone, even with the Lumia phones, when they bought Lumia, they didn't have an Apple store or they didn't have an Android store. So they couldn't compete from a app standpoint. So why not join them at this point? So now you go the route of, okay, we got this device. We can't do Mixer, but people prefer Twitch, YouTube, Discord, and all these other platforms. And we'll let you use that. As long as you do it here, we'll let you do it. And we'll go from there, and we can say, hey, look, we'll put a hashtag similar to what YouTube does. You share something from YouTube, they automatically got that damn hashtag up there from YouTube, to where we can do the same thing, to where, yes, you're using Discord, yeah, you're using YouTube or using Twitch, but it also has like a hashtag, let's say Helix, right next to it as well, so people know, like, oh, he did this from his device. Cool. Because Nintendo does the same thing when you share from the Switch. It's like, all right, cool. This lets me know that, yes, you did use this platform, but at the same time, you did it from your console. You didn't have to do it from a secondary source. You did it straight from the console. So I'm interested to see if that's the route they go.
See, the thing with Mixer is, I think the other reason why they got rid of it, because they didn't want to pay for all that storage space.
Yep, I would imagine
it was going to be a lot. It was going to be a lot. And the whole Discord thing, I think they tried about this. A couple companies tried about Discord. They just fought them off, if I'm not mistaken.
That's good for them.
With some of the stuff going on the back end in Discord, it's probably better that they don't got them.
Right.
Yeah. So it's just one of those situations, like, and we you know what, you never know, because like, we're not privy to information that goes on in these meetings. So that's why all of us always have to make educated guesses, which is why I be laughing at leakers all the time. Because, boy, Nintendo did something to the leakers this week. Segue. So Nintendo dropped the Yoshi trailer, and they gave a release date. So we got a release date in the trailer. Now, I ain't trying to say that, leakers need to go somewhere, but I'm gonna say this, and I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but since Iwata died, directs have been getting less and less and less.
Oh yeah,
because number one, that was Iwata's baby. That wasn't. I think Nintendo didn't mind it, and they loved the fact they were saving money, but they really did start slowing down on the actual directs after he passed away. So I'm like, bro, you're probably not gonna see that many, because we used to get one to two every quarter. We got one every quarter, but the second one probably came in if it was like a specific game release, because we got one for Bayonetta 2, we got one for like one for 101, we got one for like their specific game, and then we have like another one for the overall Nintendo back when Iwata was alive. Now, once Iwata passed away, you started seeing it slowly but surely. It went from 5 to 6 a year to 4,
right,
to 3. Now we get one around what would have been E3 time or a little bit later. You may get one in February, March. You may get one in September.
Yeah.
So you may get 2 to 3 of Nintendo's, not partner directs, not indie spotlights of theirs. And we don't get any player focused ones anymore. We barely get Treehouse Lives for focused ones. Now.
Right.
Barely. And I think that's a big mistake that they don't need to do that. They actually need to keep that going because that since people don't believe in demos for some reason, that actually helps people make informed decisions about the games they're gonna buy.
If they're gonna do it, they do need to get a more energetic crowd because this last one, they were so awkward. I think the only one that I'm like, okay, cool. I forgot he was even there was Jose Otero. The one that used to be with IGN, he was there, but the rest of that group,
I'm so glad
y'all
so
IGN. Yeah, I was like, y'all so damn awkward, bro. Like, get somebody that's excited about the game they playing.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. I'm like, we've been getting them less and less, and I think they're going to be like, Twins. What I'm talking about is right before Iwata died, it was way more than 3 a year. Yeah, it was way more than 3 a year. Now we get 2 to 3 a year, but it's just one of those situations where it's, hey, we get them, but they've been getting less and less. So now, because everybody's been saying, everybody's favorite leakers been saying, oh, we're going to have it in March. Or we're going to have it in February.
We'll see. I mean, we got
point, I'd just say
16 more days.
We get information from Nintendo one way or the other. It don't make sense.
That's what I'm like, bro. It's one of them situations. I'm like, am I gonna miss it when it's gone? Probably, but the way some people be acting, I'm kind of glad they don't do them. To be honest, they had a direct for the trailer for the final trailer for Mario Galaxy. They told you they weren't gonna say nothing about no games. What's in the chat and then the dang comments asking about games?
Because they weird. They weird like that.
Y'all know this for the movie, man. Why y'all doing this, man? Why y'all doing this? So, yeah. You're on mute, Shadow. You muted yourself. Still mute. There you go.
All right, okay. So I'm looking at the histogram on Nintendo's official page, and it's looking like Nintendo averages about 2 a year. 2024 they only have 1 per their page here. 2025 they had 3 if you count the Nintendo Switch 2 as a direct.
Can you really count that one though?
No, I wouldn't. Like Nintendo Directs are Nintendo Directs for a reason. So I think they only did 2, and they haven't done 1 this year yet. And I don't think if they're going to do it's probably going to be another one of those years where they only do 1, because the goal is they're trying to drive software now, right? So they're probably going to do a whole bunch of game specific directs. I see that.
I would love to see that because we haven't had one of those in a while. Like,
they did Tomodachi Life. They did that one, and I feel like they need to do one. Whatever game is going to be tied with the Mario Galaxy movie, they're probably going to do one for that too.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at on that. And then after that, like it kind of doesn't matter because Nintendo works the internet no matter what they do. They just
I just think it's funny.
Twitter, like a Twitter direct. Literally, they'll just do a Twitter direct like, "Hey, this is out," and the internet breaks. So
I just thought it was funny because the whole Yoshi thing actually dropped. The trailer drops and gives a release date, and I'm sitting there, and all the people that love to talk about all the leakers and all this, I'm like, bruh, y'all real quiet.
Yeah,
y'all ain't been talking the rest of this week. What happened?
I mean, Nintendo got me over here like, why did you buy a Series X? Because like, if you're just gonna give me all the games that I was gonna play on Series X, the only thing I'm missing now is Hi-Fi Rush, really.
Yeah. And that might come over if they
play the cards right. Yeah, because I mean, we had that conversation as well of like, we know people that are trying to make sure like, hey, what do I get on this device now? Because if Switch 2 looks and runs well, I don't have a reason to get it over here. Like Sandstorm was saying last night, he's trying to find a game to get for his PlayStation 5 because honestly, it hasn't been touched in months. He's like, but the thing is, anytime something comes up, Switch is right there. So they go and they get it on the Switch. And he's like, honestly, he said his daughter is probably like the only one that touches it, but it's sports games. And then his son touches it with COD. But outside of that, they get everything for Switch. Like he said, they haven't even touched Yota. Like he said, I haven't taken it out of the box yet. And I'm like, but that was my gripe of having multiple consoles. Like it got to a point to where I was trying to justify my purchase by just finding something to purchase on that device. But when it came to the Switch, I'm like, I enjoyed the portable aspect a little bit better and be able to move around opposed to just being stuck to this one TV.
I think that's the appeal of like the Switch in a nutshell. Because once again, that Switch, even the Switch 2, is so portable. You can put that in your book bag, man.
Mm-hmm.
You're not putting your PS5 or your Xbox Series X in a book bag and lugging it around. You're gonna probably put it in the carry. You probably buy a specific carrying case for it, but you don't have to.
Barely fits because you can't detach the controller.
Yeah, they have carrying cases for the Switch and Switch 2. You ain't got to get it.
No, you literally just drop it in the laptop slot in your backpack.
Yeah, you can put the whole thing, dock and all, in a messenger bag and call it a day.
Yeah,
my son, he's been playing. The only reason he was playing the PS5 is because he was playing 2K26 on it, right? And he was using the portal. So like if he's not in his room or whatever, he would just play on the portal. And then every once in a while he'll play on the PS5 on the loft or whatever. He'll just go back and forth between the two. So he uses the portal more than I do. Then he realized that because he got a Switch 2 for Christmas. Then he realized, hey, I can play Splatoon on here. So he doesn't play his old Switch anymore. So he's playing the Switch 2 everywhere. And he just brought up something to me, and I probably should make a video about this. He's like, hey, Dad, why is the battery life so long on this? And I'm like, it's only like 2 hours, man. And he's like, I've been playing Splatoon for over an hour online and everything and all that. He's like, and I still got like 50-60% left on my battery. I'm like, I forgot about like the Switch games aren't as demanding as the Switch 2 games. So I should probably do. Has anybody covered this?
No.
Has anybody covered what the battery life is for playing backwards compatible games?
Because
not really.
Because really, the indie games and the backwards compatible games don't kill your battery. The only game that actually started killing my battery was out of stuff that I have is I played Age of Imprisonment undocked, and I played Metroid Prime 4 undocked, and that one was killing. But I went over an hour, and I was in the freaking mines in Metroid Prime. Y'all know how that.
Yeah.
For me, Street Fighter 6 is right at 2 hours for me.
I'm just gonna say this one thing. Retro, y'all dead wrong for that doggone preview. All right. That being said,
that's a good fight. I like that fight.
Man, bump that. I ain't got enough missiles. Bump that dude. Anyway, but yeah, I've noticed that. Like, yeah, but if it's like a back compatible game or like an indie game, you're fine.
Well, it's not using
about a good 4-5 hours.
Like Switch 1, I was playing.
Honest.
I was playing SteamWorld Dig 2. I was playing that for like 3-4 hours at a time.
You're definitely going to play that for a minute, especially SteamWorld Dig 2. You're going to be playing that for a minute. But a lot of, like you to your point, I don't think a lot of people or if anybody covered it because the main focus was the performance. Like, does this game run better? Does it look better? Does it this? That was everybody's focal point. No one cared about the battery. If anything you heard about battery, if anything you heard about the battery, it was the headlines of the battery is less than the Switch. Now I'm like, wait a minute, let's take this back. It has more power. It's not playing the same game and it's not playing with the same power. So it went back to what the original Switch started off at. Because remember, we got a boost when the next version of the Switch came out, and then the OLED. Like, let's stop playing coy here, and like as if the Switch came out as it was with the new iteration, as well as the OLED.
Well, now people are pretending that nobody ever compared the Steam Deck to the Switch. To the Switch, or
I don't know where that went.
The only way I can compare it is if I compare it to the PS5 Pro.
And now I'm seeing this life cycle of the people that said these games wouldn't run on the Switch 2. Now they're seeing them run on the Switch 2. Now they're saying, well, the frame rate is terrible, and then the frame rate is good. And then they're like, well, what about the hair? And then it goes from the hair in Resident Evil 9 to
Look,
well, why isn't it exactly 60 frames per second?
Well,
Or
if you got
if it is 60 frames per second, then they go to, oh, well, it should do that. It's a 2025. We're in 2026. Why wouldn't it be able to do that? Like
if you're nitpicking that much, you have a problem.
Yeah,
very much.
How far are we gonna go? It's a cyclical thing, and it was the same thing that I've seen it since Wii U actually. So like they're like, well, of course the Wii U is more powerful than the 360, but you were comparing the 360 and the PS3 to it to say the Wii U is weak, and then when we have games that are multi-platform, and then you find out the Wii U version is better than those, like Ninja Gaiden's Razor's Edge or Need for Speed Most Wanted. It was the PC version of the game on Wii U. Now we're like, oh, of course it's supposed to be like, come on, man. Like, which one is it? Either it's as bad as you say it was, or that's it. Like, it's just better, and there's nothing you can do about that. Because in cases when it doesn't suit the point where you say it was weaker than last generation, then you jump to the next thing and say, well, it's supposed to be. Like, but you said it wasn't. So I don't know. I see that a lot too. Like there's always a new goalpost to jump to when they're proven wrong about the previous one. So
yeah.
The only thing I'll say about the Capcom situation with the hair, that's the RE engine, man.
Yeah.
Look at Monster Hunter. Hell, look at Pragmata. Somebody needs to take that little baby to a doggone hair to get her hair done, because that's just wrong what they do to that little girl. That little girl hair all over the doggone place. Do something with that baby hair. Don't let that baby come out of the house looking like that. That being said,
it don't matter though. Like
that was on Rise. That was on Monster Hunter Rise. That was on Monster Hunter Wilds. That's on every Capcom game in that RE engine. The hair looks like that on all platforms at first, jacked up. It does.
Yeah, Street Fighter 6 had messed up hair when it started out too.
Yeah, and now what'll happen is one of those updates will silently go in and smooth some stuff out. But overall, that hair's always looked like that. That's why I was like, that's how I know half of these people didn't play these Capcom games. I'm like, bro, all these Capcom games do that, and that's in that RE engine. If they're in that RE engine, when that game first comes out, it looks like that. It just does. I don't know why it's always like that, but what usually happens is you get the update 1.2.5, and next thing you know, you don't worry about it no more.
Yeah.
My thing is, if you that focused on that detail, are you actually playing the game to enjoy it?
They don't have it.
That was they don't have the game.
But
yeah.
I was saying this to be fair to the people that do have them. The very few.
Yeah. So the people. So you got two categories of people. Like, the majority of trolls online, they are the fact that they're there all the time means they're not playing games.
No.
So they'll look on. They're online all the time, so they're on YouTube instead of playing the game. So they're looking on YouTube or looking on other sites to see comparisons and stuff to go use as arguments to be in console wars, right?
Yeah.
Or to be master race trolls or whatever, right? And it's just, it's always awkward to me because I'm like, what are you gonna say that I can't do what you do? Like, you're like, oh, you stay in your 30 frames per second lane. No, I ain't got to. I can play 240 right here. I play 240 right here. But I know that if I play a game that's 30 frames per second and it's stable, it's still playable and it's fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Why can't you say that?
Yeah, the people, because, and Andre know this, because we talked to this dude that said that he couldn't play nothing or see anything that's not 60 frames per second, but told us how much he loved the Hybrid Desolation of Small.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're emulating all these old DOS games on their PC also as quote unquote master race. I'm like, bruh, like you frame rates in the teens.
Yeah,
and we're talking about 2D games.
Yeah.
2D games crawling. So what do we like? I don't.
I said, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Most people do not know. I'll say the vast majority cannot tell what the difference between 60 and 30. And the reason how you can prove it is Nier Automata.
Yep. 2017,
they swore that game was 1080p, 60 frames a second. Come to find out, it was not stable 60 frames a second. It was more like 40 on Xbox and PS4. And when it came to Switch, that's when it was 60, but it was at 900p. They could only get it to work at 60 at 900p.
But Jay, it's 2026. Like it's got to be 60 frames per second or bust. And I'm like,
I mean, most of these games,
you better look at your PS5 because they ain't doing 6 frames per second every game.
They're not. Like that's why that's why I'm like, stop talking about the frames per second, because number one, most people don't know. Number two, that does not devalue the game. It really don't. It don't. And number three, some of these games, there's no point for it to be high. If I'm playing a turn-based RPG, why do I need that at 120 frames a second?
Right.
And I'll say this too, like
for the lulls.
Even on PC, right? Oh well, you gotta have 6 frames per second to start playing. I'm like, then why aren't these games just locked and capped at 60 or bust? There's a reason why you can still turn the frame rate. The frame rate is still unlocked. Like, why is the frame rate unlocked then? If that's the case, because there are times in that game, regardless of what engine or what game you're playing, where the frame rate will go below 60 frames per second. It doesn't matter how short or quick it is, it happens, right?
Yeah.
So who are you to talk about? It even happens on PC, regardless of what kind of graphics card you got or whatever, right? Like, this is brand new. Like, the majority of the time, even if you have a high-end GPU, right, you're averaging 120 frames per second or something like that. Depending on whatever scene it is, there might be something that's just really bad memory management in the game or something like that. It's gonna tank, and it'll happen. That regardless of what kind of rig you got, it's the game. Like, what do you say about that?
As long as it's smooth, you should be fine. Once again, I always go back to this. My favorite game of all time runs at 20. I have no problem playing it. None whatsoever.
I played the recent update for because I heard some complaints. I played the recent update for the Switch 2 version of apparently it's across all the versions, but of RE9. And so in later parts of the game, the frame rate chugs a little bit. I think they turned on RT or something to that effect. So it has when there are a lot of shadows or whatever, it starts to tank the frame rate a little bit more. And I noticed that, but if I turn my flashlight off, it's smooth as butter in that one scene. It's just like real close to the end of the game. And then the final boss fight or whatever, there's one part where it'll chug a little bit. But before that patch, it didn't do that. So I don't know. But even then, like, it didn't matter to me. You're playing the boss, and I don't care whether or not it's buttery smooth. I'm not focusing on that anyway. I'm fighting. So to me, it's whatever. I don't. Oh, the response time is so bad. If the response time is so bad, then nobody could play it.
Yeah, how if the response time was bad, nobody would be finishing it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then it get delisted.
Yeah. And across everywhere but PC at this point, unless you're doing like frame gen or something like that, those drops happen because it's the engine. So why is it nominated for Game of the Year already?
Omega Force for the win. If you know that reference. Yep. Talk about engines that don't work in a company that just don't care.
Look at the Wii U. Then they port a game to PS5. Oh, it seems to have the optimization is right. So now it's optimization because it's on your piece of plastic now, the one that you like. Now it's an optimization issue, and it's not the hardware. The hardware's too weak.
This does make me think of one thing, and that's from that conversation you were having with that person that falsely stated that GTA was 540p on PS2.
Bro,
oh my goodness.
I want people to think about something. The resolution of a game on an old console versus the resolution of a game on a newer console that is processing much more going on within the engine, within the lighting system, the geometry, don't think that 480p on the PS2 is going to be equivalent to 480p on the Switch.
Exactly.
They're different. It's not
kill me with that.
Like, if it's 480p there, okay, like, you really want to tell me you think Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is going to play on the PS2 without that thing chugging along slowly because of how much data has to be processed?
I'll just state it this way: the PS2 was the weakest hardware of its generation. That right there, just stop right there. It wasn't even more capable than Xbox or GameCube, right?
Right.
So, and you're talking about GTA playing in, let's pretend it's 540p. We know GameCube and Xbox could do even better than that. So, if GameCube was a 6th generation console that was more capable than the PS2, the logic would just continue that. Also, Wii would be more capable. Wii U would be more capable. Switch would be more capable because Switch is more capable than Wii U. and naturally Switch 2 would be more capable than all of them. So I don't. What statement are you trying to make there? It doesn't make any sense. So I think the connection is oh well, those resolutions were supported way back then. I'm like, 1080i was supported on the original Xbox.
Right.
So are you trying to say? Are you trying to say since games were 540p for the most part for the 360 and the PS3 that they're weaker than the original Xbox? What are we doing here?
Real quick,
Dreamcast was weaker than PS2, but Dreamcast had better output than PS2.
Right.
And a lot of the games
looked
that
way
were
better.
on, all the games that was shared between Dreamcast and PS2, Dreamcast was optimized better for a lot.
Yeah,
of
much.
They were prepared for Dreamcast and then moved to PS2.
Yeah.
And Dead or Alive 2 is the worst example of that.
I would say Grandia 2 is the worst example.
You know what? No, you're right. You're right. Because Grandia 2 on
way
PS2
worse.
had moments. It chugged like a motherfucker.
Yeah. And then they just straight up left out whole fights. And I'm like,
and I'm sitting here and you doing this with it on DVD. So you had far more space usable.
Far more space.
Yeah, because Grandia 2 was still 2 discs, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
On
Grandia
Dreamcast?
Was it 3?
No, it was 1. It was one
It was
game.
one on Dreamcast.
They gave you the soundtrack. So that's why it was 2.
The second disc was the soundtrack. Okay.
Second disc was the soundtrack. But yeah, like the worst version was Grandia 2 followed by Dead or Alive 2, because Dead or Alive 2, I played that thing on PS2. I was like, I'm going back to Dreamcast.
Yeah, Dreamcast was the best version.
Yeah.
The bad thing is the thing with Dead or Alive 2 at PS2 is because I think one of the producers was supposed to be showing the game and took an incomplete build and then just say, yeah, go ahead, press it. I'm like, why would you do that?
Why would you even? Yeah. But to be fair, the PS2 was at the time was a cheaper DVD player. So most parents,
most people didn't care,
bought it because they got 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
What
Sony knew what they were doing. Sony knew exactly what they were doing.
I will credit Sony with this. When PS2 started to show up in everybody's house, we stopped hearing, "Get that game console off my TV." You mess my TV up. It was like, oh no, you can watch DVDs now, so you don't mind it being on there.
They didn't get in. They did not care.
You're taking up my TV. No, it's a DVD player. Oh, okay. And that's it, pretty much at that point. I mean, same thing with PS3 to a lesser extent. With it was the cheapest Blu-ray player then at the time too.
Was. Yeah, it
was. Yeah, for a short while there.
Yeah, because Blu-ray players when it first was a thing, you're talking about $1,000 a box.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
It was ridiculous.
It was not a cheap venture originally.
No,
so
I mean, you think about the same thing with CD players and the PlayStation. Like CD players wasn't cheap. We were just
the Walkman was cheap.
Walkman was.
The Walkmans were cheap. They made those cheap, but like you was talking about just like getting you a regular box. Bro, you was paying.
Nah, those was expensive.
Especially if you wanted one that went to home theater and it wasn't just like a boom box you would put in your room.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because what most people would do was just get the Walkmans and you just gonna use that because you ain't gonna. I'm not spending those $700-800 on this. Disc.
and that came in like with iterations because you had like the initial one that could skip pretty easily. And then like all the rage was like non-skippable. Like,
non-skippable.
It's a little bit more secure.
That reminds me. There is something else I do want to talk about tonight. And y'all know how people used to love to say that like nobody else like shuts down people when they take take games and stuff like that and do stuff with them. Y'all know how people love to say that? Yeah. Like they're higher than people. This is what Activision did. People, stop telling your business on Twitter.
Well,
and this is from a leaker. So the person they have been legally demanded to stop.
Like what made you think that was okay? It's not your IP.
It's not your IP. You don't work for the company. You don't. Why are you doing that? And whoever he was getting his information from, bro, you trying to lose your job?
And that's one thing
I know they had NDAs.
Of course,
Call of Duty make too much money. I know they had to sign NDAs.
This is what I say about the whole emulation community. When I talk about IP, I literally mean that. Like, whoever is the copyright owner, not the trademark owner, because there's this weird Pokemon discussion. I don't even want to get into that. Whoever owns the copyright, they own the IP, right?
Yeah. Right.
And they can sue for damages at any point. It doesn't have to be, just because they don't sue doesn't mean it's not illegal. Yeah. They have a just cause to do so if they want to, because they own the IP. And you agree that you won't do the things that will violate that copyright in the end user license agreement. Yep. So, and that's applicable time you open the package. I don't know why people don't understand this, but this is just common sense. If you open the game, you've agreed that I'm going to use this only in the way that the IP owner wants me to use it. And if I violate that, they can come get me.
Yep.
Like what this said was the Call of Duty, because it was like some of the stuff was wrong, but he was like, even when they're wrong, you're still hurting the people in the building because they mess with player expectations, which is what we've been saying. That's why I don't like when people do the whole this leaker, they was right these 4 times, so they gonna be right about this one, so we're gonna report everything they saying like it's the truth. Like, bruh.
Like, as much as we joke about Rockstar North and their storied, very long development cycles, I do believe like an additional year was added to the development of that because it got leaked.
Yeah.
Had that not happened, I think that game would have released by now.
Yeah. But I don't think a lot of leakers understand the damage they do, nor do they care. But then at the same time, for those that receive the content, like, it's cool. Like, okay, yeah, we know something's coming, and there's always this weird justification of like, oh, well, it's been too quiet, and I would like to know when something coming out. It's not going to prevent you from buying the game when it does show up. So you don't need to know it right now. This is you being impatient. But at the same time, we've seen it 10 times over. A direct shows up to where things have been leaked, and then people are disappointed when they see it. It's like, but you digested the leak, so now you're mad the leak was correct. Like,
or when something doesn't show up that was supposed to, but that was going to be there. Like, dude, they didn't tell you that. Like, they did not tell you that. They didn't tell you that was going to be there. Somebody else told you that, and now you're mad at them. Like, they told you it was going to be there. I will never forget the time people got mad at Platinum because Bayonetta wasn't in the direct when they said, and the comments like, I never said that was going to be in there.
Yeah, people get in their heads and they compete with their own thoughts. It's crazy to me.
Yeah,
I just I'm like, where did you get this information from? Well, it's just supposed to happen. So you're mad about something you think that was supposed to happen, but nobody ever announced or said they were going to do it, and then when it didn't happen, you're upset.
Yep, that's how the world works. That's how, because honestly, like, none of these developers owe you anything. Like, I'm pretty sure they appreciate you because you are the reason why they exist, but they don't owe you anything. So at the end of the day, I don't, like I said, no hate to anybody that does these leaks and these rumors or whatever. You have to understand that you are part of the problem. Let's be 100% honest, because on one hand, yes, people have to use their own discernment on whether they want to believe you or not, and if they want to buy in 100%. But at the same time, you're putting it out there. And then let's say you are correct about your rumor and your findings or whatever. Now, not only are you putting your friend or colleague at risk, but then at the same time, now you're taking the excitement out of those that may have, one, been looking for it, or either two, stumbled upon it. Because there's been plenty of times I've stumbled upon a rumor. I'm like, wait a minute, where did this come from? And it looks like it's real news because most outlets now do no research. They just post it if it looks interesting. So it's very easy for a Eurogamer, a Game Explain, a GameSpot, IGN, or whoever to go and repost something some random individual said because it sounds interesting, but they didn't do any type of valid checking on any of this. So because I follow those outlets, I'm susceptible to seeing it, and I'm like, hold on, how did you find this out? Oh, this content creator said, damn it, that's like, really, like, you didn't talk to the people. You all right, man? But so it's just a wild west when it comes down to gaming. But yeah, leakers, they have to take some type of responsibility for what they're doing with it too.
And sometimes it's just details too, and then and it's also responsibility for the misinformation that you see out there and how things are worded as well. I'm still seeing people. It's 2026. Almost 25 years later, I'm still seeing people saying that the original Xbox could do over 116 million polygons per second, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, so people still can't read from 25 years ago. 116 million vertices per second, which is in the original statement from Microsoft and NVIDIA, is not the same as 116 million polygons per second. Vertices are shared by a single polygon. So you can have multiple vertices per triangle. A triangle is the simplest polygon, right? So we'll just assume the smallest one is a triangle. They could also be many sides, but if you're saying that there's 116 million vertices per second, you can effectively cut that in a half or 1/3, and that's what the true raw display capability is. And we know why that is because Microsoft added a lot of effects in addition on that custom NVIDIA core, right? So you could do vertex shading and pixel shading and stuff like that before any other GPU. That came at a cost. That doesn't mean it could just be the largest raw display GPU on the market then at the time, but they just kind of let it run wild, and people use that very stat, to say it was the most powerful console at the time. Right. And to this day, people still misconstrue that. And there's a responsibility for people to, just say those things. Just say, hey, if you divide 116 by 2, that's way less than what they were originally saying. And if you divide by 3, it's even worse than that.
Right.
So it's just one of those things. And I know people don't want to go around and say, oh, well, the Xbox can only do 40 million polygons per second. That sounds bad. But if you look at the documentation and what it actually tells you, that's what it means. So, But if I go around and say this right now, people will say that I'm crazy. And I'm like, you can't read a document? That's kind of where we are right now. And we're talking about information that's over 20 years old. So imagine something being posted yesterday and people believe what they want to believe from a headline. I just saw a headline not too long ago talking about, in the headline it said this thing was profitable or whatever, right? Talking about the Steam Deck, it's like it's profitable. Then you go and read in the actual statement in the interview, nobody from Valve said that the system was extremely profitable and it's a success.
Right.
But they put it in the title, and then the word success is somewhere in the article. So what they mentioned by success was there were copycats now. People were joining the PC thing, PC handheld market because Steam Deck is there. So they see that as a success.
Right.
These are the things, and I swear to God, I promise you, journalistic integrity is so strange now because they know that's happening and they still leave it out there like that. So I feel like that kind of responsibility needs to be there. And there's no do no harm clause anymore when it comes to this. They don't care. They just want to be first.
Yeah, man, there you go. And then also just kind of past I'm not a real journalist. I just have my own channel and I just put the news out there. I just entertainment. Like, you can find ways to just skate it. They have no care in the world to have any journalistic oath. They don't care anything about yellow journalism at all. They just, hey, I'm the first one to say it. And if I was wrong, I wasn't the one that said it. I got it from this person over here and they were wrong. It's like, all right, come on. Like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Because I don't know too many outlets that have the ability or care to have the ability to sit down with actual developers and have conversations and talk to them about certain things. Like, I don't know too many people that sit down with Gabe and was like, hey, what was your vision for the Steam Deck? Like, and if whatever your vision was, did you all achieve it? Right? Because on this end, we have the sales numbers and we don't.
The other thing too is I don't think a lot of journalists know what questions to actually ask.
But that's sad.
Once again, you got to remember, gaming is still looked at as being childish and kiddie. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's what a lot of people look when you tell people you're a gamer, they look at you like, how dare you? Aren't you an adult? Like, yeah, and I got hobbies.
Yep.
It's a hobby. There ain't nothing wrong with it.
The sad part about that is but the medium itself, though, the quote unquote journalists in the field or whatever, they're 30 and 40 somethings.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing. They know the responsibility they should have.
Some of them do.
Some of them do.
Yeah.
And I think that's the ones that do know, I think, are worst.
They're worst.
They're the problem. Because they know there's an issue and they refuse to even remotely address it. So
because they get paid. So
yeah,
because now a lot of media in general is sensationalized. So they gonna get paid as long as they are provocative and say something crazy. I mean, just look at IGN from circa 2006 to 2019.
Yeah. Yeah, 2013 was really bad. But we talked about that. I think we beat that horse already.
I'm just saying. I still think it's funny that like a lot of their videos just up and disappeared. I mean,
but you know how that goes because Twitch just put a thing in there talking about a handheld that put like Switch, Wii U, and Wii logos on it or whatever, and I'm like, like Nintendo just sued the government.
Right?
You think they can't come after you? They sued the most powerful nation on the planet,
and didn't blink an eye.
No.
Nope.
Now, to be fair, they're not going to be the only ones doing it. But
I know they're definitely, and they won't be the last. Because there's always those companies that need that first one to go out the gate, and then they'll follow suit. Like so, give them time.
But but you knew it was coming. But it's that situation. I've always found it funny, and then those same people that do this stupid stuff will come online and be like, "I don't know why they did that. I'm a fan."
Well, you got told to stop.
And then you have people defend them, and I'm sitting up here like, because I know people that are in music, they're part of stuff, and I'm like, if somebody took your work, you would not be trying to hear that they fans. You'd be like, you cutting into my money. We're suing you.
But it's a fan work. Can I just rework this beat and then also sell it online to people? Why can't I do that?
But I'm a fan. I'm like, nah, bro. I know artists like, dude, if you take their artwork and try to pass it off as your own, you will be getting a phone call and a letter from somebody's lawyer.
Yep. Mm-hmm. You a fan? I'll see you in court in 45 days.
Yeah. If you don't take this mess down.
Yeah.
But if this company do it, that's anti-consumer. How the hell is that anti-consumer? How? Like, I dare you to do that to Halo. I dare you to do it to doggone God of War, especially with that show coming out. I dare you to do it to God of War. Do it.
I think
do it if you're froggy.
People have this lack of understanding for something. Like, if you want something to be, you want more of something, and it requires payment for there to be more of that thing. When you take money from that thing by doing something that works against it, they're going to come after you. Like, this is just how it is. You don't have to like it. I understand not liking it, but that still doesn't change what the situation is.
Andre, I'm only one of a couple of million. How's that going to hurt this company?
I mean, hey, look at Tears of the Kingdom and what happened with now I can't even remember the name of the emulator.
Yeah.
Yuzu. Mm-hmm. And I said this before. People said I was nuts for saying it, but I'm going to repeat it. If you steal something, you give the people that you stole from the right to set the value for what you stole.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't steal it and they have to adjust the price because it's not selling, you dictate the price.
There you go.
Now, you know what's so sad about that? They successfully reverse engineered a lot of the back end of how Wii U and Switch work with regards to encryption. They could have easily just rewritten their own app. Well, not their own app, but their own chain, their own blockchain to handle the encryption and whatnot and descramble it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't even want to do that. They just copied it and kept it within the product and then cried foul. I'm like, you had the raw code. You had the raw source code. You could just rebuild it, and it would have been your own thing, and Nintendo wouldn't have had a leg to stand on. And you still said, "I'm gonna keep it as is and use it." What in the?
The bad thing is, I had said that in someone's chat before, and they said, "Oh, you gotta be crazy!" Like, no, I like the way it's working so fast. There's no way in the world that they aren't using some of Nintendo's code at the very least. And this is before we knew all that was happening.
Like, if you look at the decomps now, like Mario 64 and all these other games that they're getting the source code from, and they're rewriting and making their own things for PC or whatever. Notice Nintendo isn't coming after them.
Correct,
because their code isn't in there.
Yeah, it's original code that they're putting out there. Like, Nintendo has lawyers and they're not dumb. Like, they're just gonna go after stuff that's egregious and it's easy. Like, don't be stupid.
I mean, they got well. The other thing too is they got to protect their IPs. That's how they make their money. They're not Microsoft. They don't have Microsoft to back them like the game division does. They're not Sony. They don't have Sony movies and Sony music to back them like PlayStation does, like the game division does. It's just them.
Yep.
And I've been saying this for years. I don't know why they don't have an anime department yet. I'm like, y'all could have been making a killing off that.
They supposedly working on it, so we'll see the results of that.
But they don't. And literally, all they got is them 3 amusement parks, finna be 4, and games, and that's it. Because Pokemon Company is different. It's separate from them. Mm-hmm. So.
Hold on, Jay. Really... No. Nintendo owns Pokemon. There's no other companies involved in that. Like,
Game Freak has always owned Pokemon.
I'll slap myself.
No, because I'm like, even when you go look at the plushies and the TCG stuff, they still ain't got Nintendo on it. They still got Game Freak on
Pokemon, it. Right.
They got Game Freak and they have Pokemon Company. Because when they were selling them big Snorlax extra large bean bags, that's what was on it. It was Game Freak and the Pokemon Company. That was on the tag. So Nintendo wasn't on that tag.
I'll just real quick. Let me just show you this for a split second. If you just take a look at this guy right here, all you got to do. All you gotta do, I don't know if it's on the screen or not yet, but if you take a look at what I got right here, all you gotta do is scroll right down here to the bottom here. What does that say right there? I can't really right there. And so, and if you look, it says copyright Pokemon, right? Copyright 1995. So it's Nintendo Creatures Inc. Game Freak. The trademark is Nintendo only. Nintendo owns the trademark. Who owns the IP? Right up here with this 2026 right here in this C. I don't know how do we not understand that at this point? But these are things you have to explain to people, and you shouldn't have to. It's common sense, but I feel like everybody wants to teach everybody what they don't know.
There you go.
I'm an enthusiast though, so I should be able to say that.
Enthusiastically wrong,
right?
Yeah. I was about to say something about a famous person, but I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to start nothing.
Loud and wrong is my middle name. Yeah, that's
you just said it for me. Then never mind.
Yeah, there you go. T is what a TI is.
Yeah, Shadow know what I'm talking about. Shadow know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. CatnissEverdeen.com. I don't know. That's where I'm at on that.
CatnissEverdeen.com.
CatnissEverdeen.com. Like, research Fred Hampton. I don't know. Something. Some stuff's happened at some point in time. We're not talking about video games right now, are we? I don't know.
Yeah, we're talking video games. Well, all right. So that being said, hope everybody enjoyed the show tonight.
He's like, look, that's been said. Let's get up out of here real quick.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I'm not tweeting about it. I'm not making videos about it. Nope. Gaming only, bro.
Yep. That's all we're talking about, games. But for real though, thank you everybody for showing up tonight. We really appreciate it. Because we are now in March. This year's already flying by.
Yep.
There's a lot of stuff dropping next month, and there's a couple indie games that I know I'm looking forward to. That He-Man, the Master of the Universe, which I'm like, I don't understand how we never got a side scroller till now. That
should have happened a long time ago.
That should have happened a long time ago.
We need
now
one for Thundercats.
We need Thundercats too. Like, what the heck? We could have got Thundercats back in 2011 when Studio 4 Degrees did the anime. That Cartoon Network
you have to do two different ones because you got to do one for classic Thundercats.
Yeah, for the classic,
and now you got to do one for the anime.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of voice actors for the classic one they gone and passed away. So, unfortunately, but yeah, I'm happy we getting that because I've been looking forward to that ever since they dropped that first trailer. And we getting a lot of cool stuff. Plus, I'm still kind of interested in knowing what in the world Nintendo doing for Zelda for the 40th. God dang it! But
hey, we'll get to it.
They're gonna do a concert.
They'll probably put like a poster up on the Nintendo store you can buy with like your platinum points.
No, they're gonna do a concert, and they might just go ahead and drop that. They may just drop that Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask HD this year.
All right.
That everybody been begging for.
And they ain't gonna release it till like December. Like, oh yeah, we forgot to tell you. It's gonna be a shadow drop. We forgot to tell you. Just go on and just play this. Play this and leave us alone. Also, Mario Galaxy movie. Y'all do know when that game come out. That's gonna be that Sunday's episode. Is gonna be a review of that movie, right? I just want everybody in chat to know that.
I'm down.
It's gonna be a review. Probably gonna try to get some guests to come through. Probably
no spoilers. I'm imagining. Or
I'm giving everybody till. Hey, look, it comes out on that Wednesday, April 1st. You got till Saturday.
Better get it together.
Hey, you got till Saturday.
So get your life right.
Get your affairs in order. You know now.
I already told my family I'm going with or without you.
Yeah,
right. You can either be on the first run or the second one.
Yeah.
However you see it.
I saw the first one in 4D with my son, and it was actually pretty good. They did a good job with
4D one around here.
And
we got one 4D one around me, but I don't like going to that theater. That's why. That's where all the snobby. These folks don't know how to have fun. These folks to be like clapping during what the?
No, we're not doing that.
No, man. And Chad, I know you know where this theater at. I go to Stonecrest when I'm in the A.
Oh.
Yeah, buddy. You know, have a whole cookouts in the doggone theater.
I can only imagine how your experience was for Black Panther because that was.
Oh, dude, it was a cookout.
Yeah,
it was a cookout. I was there that weekend because I was visiting my cousins, and we all went. There was a cookout. Yeah. They had an actual cookout in the parking lot, and we was bringing food in,
bringing plates in. It's wild.
The manager let it go because, bruh, they would get fed too.
No popcorn sold that weekend.
It was a church doing it. That's the other thing. It was a church doing it. So
they probably talked to him ahead of time about that one.
Yeah, true. that theater was so packed.
And if only everybody was invited to said cookouts, maybe some of the bad things in the world wouldn't be happening. But everybody can't be invited.
Hey, look, if you're in the A, y'all know Stonecrest Mall got the Crooked's theater.
That is definitely a location that is known for that, for sure. For sure.
I would love to I wish I was going home that weekend. I'd love to go see Mario in that theater. I know they're just gonna be jumping.
I'll tell my age. I'll just go ahead and tell my age and say, the Magic Johnson Theater as well.
Yeah.
Is
old Magic.
Was definitely a time. But
they started with basketball.
Yeah. I'll be somewhere north of that to go see this movie though, to see the sequel. So we'll see how it goes. It'd be interesting to see Keegan-Michael Key's back in again. You got
the whole cast back, and
Luis Guzman is gonna be Wart. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, dude, that's. Okay. I hope they let him ad lib.
Yeah,
Luis Guzman's funny.
Yeah, he is.
That'll be interesting.
Let that man ad lib. Let him do his thing. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm not looking forward to He-Man and the Master of the Universe. I'm looking forward to Street Fighter just because I think it's going to be hilariously awful. Not looking forward to Mortal Kombat because they lied to me the first time. I'm watching that on streaming, and so yeah.
I mean, R.I.P. Raul Julia. That was definitely peak too. That was peak comedy.
I'm sorry, like, dude, that speech is still the best one. Like when he straight up told Chun-Li, like, for you, the day I ended your life was the greatest day of life for me. It was Tuesday, straight pimping.
Yeah, man. He just said, "I am just that savage." That's me.
This dude changed into the Hugh Hefner Playboy outfit, made him a drink. I'm like listening to her, like basically say she was gonna kill him.
Yep.
Made him a drink. Did not listen to a word she said.
He's like, "Do you know what I do? Do you know everything that you're saying right now is so dry."
And the funny thing about it was, the only thing I was thinking about watching that whole scene, every time I see it, is Gomez from Addams Family.
Yep.
That's what you can think about.
Because he's straight smooth.
So smooth with it.
He was so smooth with it. Like, yeah, but for me, it was Tuesday.
That was a time. You had to be there for that one. I don't think it plays well for the newcomer that comes and watches that after the fact. I don't think it.
Oh, because the movie's horrible.
No.
The movie is horrible. It's just awesomely horrible.
Yeah.
It is straight up 90s action movie. That's
for me, I still appreciate it today for that reason, but some other people don't get it.
I appreciate it for the standing Ken Dragon Punch.
Yeah.
Yes.
The thing is, if it wasn't for Raul Julia and Van Damme, the movie probably wouldn't have worked. Because, Raul Julia, I don't think he was meaning to play it like he played it, but because he's so good at acting, you're like, bro, it actually worked.
He just said, "I'm going to do it."
Yeah, it actually worked because he was playing the crazy dictator, but the way he was delivering his lines, like he was super serious about it.
Yep.
But it just worked. It came off funny.
When you start to understand the bad guy, you did a good job.
Yeah.
I could completely see Bison being like that for real. And in certain situations in the games, he is like that.
Yeah.
So, in Street Fighter 6, he definitely is.
Yeah.
They definitely made him. They made you understand him that way.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
But the only problem is, Raul Julia was fighting cancer at the time, so it wasn't. But I'm like, as far as like the acting part of it, like, bro, Raul, he killed it. He straight up killed it. And it, sad what happened, but I'm like, bro, he went out swinging.
I just figure if they spent all that money to put Kylie Minogue in the movie, she should at least been on the soundtrack, and they did.
Oh yeah, she wasn't on the soundtrack. She really wasn't.
Like, what are we doing? That was the biggest miss of all time. But
she was fired back then. Like that was before she had a cancer scare, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that was the whole point of putting her in it was that you had like world whatever appeal, and everybody would go watch it. And they're like, "Yep, no music from her."
Yeah. We got Van Damme in here. He gonna do a couple flash kicks. Y'all gonna be happy. Now shut up.
That's it. That's all you get. So yeah, man.
I'm not looking forward to this new one though, boy. Because I'm like, at least Van Damme's one, they knew what they were doing. I just got a bad feeling about this. I think it's gonna be funny though.
I'm still looking forward to seeing how bad Andrew Schultz does Dan Hibiki.
Yeah, I don't know why they.
I was like, do y'all know Dan is Chinese, right?
And y'all do know Dan can actually fight. I know he's a joke kid, but he can actually fight.
He can fight. He can fight normal people very well. He can't fight superpowered people.
But he's not a lanky, unfunny comedian.
What makes Dan funny is the fact that he's serious about everything he's doing and he messes up at it.
Yeah.
He's somebody trying to be funny that messes up.
Yeah, he's just a try hard and it becomes
but he's actually a martial artist. He's not. No, I don't understand the casting for that one. I really don't.
I don't understand casting freaking. I don't understand casting the majority of them. The only one I think really makes any sense is Cody Rhodes as Guile.
And Zion, they got for Zangief that.
Those are the only two I think making.
Oh yeah, that Joker, he is huge.
I thought that was dude. That dude's like a bodybuilder.
That Joker is huge.
Those two make sense, but having Roman Reigns be Akuma makes not a lick of sense.
No,
I mean, look, like, we all saw.
If you was gonna do it, if they was gonna do this, why didn't they just go ahead and pluck Nakali from Street Fighter V and just throw him in there instead of Akuma?
That's what I would have had him as, because like
that would have made more sense.
I mean, ever since they made,
I think 50 looks good as Balrog, but I don't know how his acting is going to be for the character.
Yeah,
he does look good for him, so I'll give him that.
As long as they covered up the Polynesian tattoo and everything, I mean, I know everybody's been going like half crazy since Ganondorf showed up with his Polynesian tattoo, in Tears of the Kingdom, Bloodline Day 1. So
they put the girl from Mortal Kombat in as Cammy. Like, I don't know.
Hey, look, man. Hey, look, man. You got to work.
Hey, you've been in a fighting game movie before.
They got to hope that this movie is so bad that people want to see it.
That too.
As long as they don't take it, as long as they don't take themselves too serious, I think it'll be fine. The problem is like that Legend of Street Fighter Chun-Li one. And I said this because I remember me and T said it, because the director and writer came out, oh, this is gonna be way better than that 94, and that was disrespectful. I'm like, wait a minute, bro, why y'all bringing that up? And when I watch that movie, like, this is Van Damme's is an Oscar winner compared to that.
I remember seeing the previews for that movie and said, nope, it's gonna be garbage.
They were trying to set expectations when it.
When in reality, they just should have kept their mouth shut. So,
but the 94 movie was bad, so this has got to be better, right? Like this.
No. The 94 movie is bad, but bad in a fun way.
Yeah,
it's not like you can watch that one and still be like, yeah, this is stupid, but I still had a good time.
Yeah,
you can't watch that one and say this is stupid and I still had a good time. You mad.
Do you think all they have to do is beat up Mortal Kombat? Because that one hasn't shown back up since they postponed that.
No. The thing with Mortal Kombat is, once again, you had another writer-director team. Only thing they kept talking about in the first one was the fatalities. We brought the fatalities. I'm like, dude, do you not know we live in the age of The Walking Dead, Spartacus, Game of Thrones? And on top of that, nobody really cares about the fatalities no more. Everybody want to do X-ray shots.
Yep.
Nobody cares about the fatalities. Like, bro, you talking about the wrong thing. And then you see the movie. I'm so glad WB put that on streaming first, because if I would have went to the theater and saw that, I would have asked my money back.
Yes. NPC the movie.
Because number one, the only thing good about that first Mortal Kombat movie is the first 7 minutes and the last 10. The movie's an hour and 45 minutes long.
They're like, hey, you want to see Liu Kang and Scorpion fight? Yeah, sure. So that guy in the back there that's on fire, he's going to be the main character. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, the other way they messed up with Mortal Kombat, the first one, was to put the first 7 minutes online, because they were trying to get people to go to the theater to see it. And I'm like, oh, we thinking, it's gonna be some Scorpion versus Sub-Zero tomorrow. No, first 7 minutes, last 10 minutes. Bruh, I was 38 hot watching that movie. So
it was.
I am not, because the other thing too is, I'm no disrespect to Carl Urban, because I think he's a phenomenal actor, but I would have got the Miz to play Johnny Cage.
Oh yeah, that would have definitely worked.
Oh, that would have worked. The
Miz is younger. You can actually, and he's in the WWE.
He's basically Johnny Cage in wrestling anyway.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's literally him.
What he is.
That's his character.
That's why I was like, y'all had him. Now, once again, no disrespect to Carl Urban, because I like the dude. He's a good actor. He's a great actor. But I would have got the Miz for that. Because he would have been able to pull that off, in my opinion. But I'm not watching Mortal Kombat in theaters. Nah, I'm gonna wait till that hit streaming.
Yeah.
Nah.
They should have just put it on streaming too again. Like, nobody's going back to theaters anymore anyway. It's got to be really good for you to go.
Well, the problem with theaters now is, like, most of them, it's way too expensive to go for. Is this gonna be good? Mm-hmm. It used to be like you could risk it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, catch them at
it's a Friday night.
Yeah,
this ain't that bad. You know, me and the wife, me and the girl, we just gonna go chill. We'll just watch some. It'd be like an hour and a half, 2 hours. But now you in that 3 hours. It's a 3-hour action movie. You like, bro, y'all better hurry up, man. I'm trying to go home.
Yeah, you spend $100 to watch it. Like, yeah, what are we doing?
It's a two of y'all, and y'all ain't even going to like a 3D or D box or IMAX. Mm-mm. You spent like $100. Yeah, and y'all spent $100. You like, girl, next time we coming to noon. Yep. They prices. But that's why people staying home. People got 80-inch TVs at the crib with a sound bar. Why I need to go to the theater?
Exactly. Sounds great to me.
Yeah. And the concessions are cheaper.
Yep.
Because I got them from Walmart and Target. So the concessions are cheaper.
And it's the same stuff.
Yeah. Right. At the end of the day, anyway. So, I guess there was an Oscar win that just happened. I think I just heard that. So, I believe Ryan Coogler is to the positive, at least one.
That's good.
Here. Yeah, that's definitely great. All those need to happen. He needs to do one of these movies.
Who?
He should do one. Ryan Coogler should do one. Because man, come on. If you could do Black Panther.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like, I have no doubt he could, but I don't know, which one he jump on. Streets of Rage.
Yeah, Streets of Rage. Maybe, what else I'm trying to think of? That would be like a
Star Fox.
Yes, but animated though, right?
Yeah, animated, bro. You know how I feel about video games. I think they need to be animated.
Yeah. No, you said Streets of Rage. We got to do a Final Fight movie where people kicking over trash cans and picking up chicken and eating it.
It's just there.
What kind of 90s Double Dragon movie are you talking about?
Whole giant ham just there. You just pick it up off the ground.
Like you just pick up the trash can lid, throw it, hit somebody, then throw the can and hit somebody else, and just pick up a big ham and just take a bite out of it.
Who you gonna get his hanger though? Gotta get a wrestler. Who you gonna get?
I don't know anybody that favors him.
I was gonna say he ain't got too many tattoos.
No, I was gonna say gosh, what's it?
Not Brock. Not Brock, he's too short.
He's got long hair and he's buff as hell. I can't remember his name.
Because this was back in the 90s, I would have said Kevin Nash.
Yeah, but Kevin Nash is too old now.
Yeah, he's too old now.
I'm trying to think.
He was funny as hell. His bass in Dead or Alive. He was hilarious. He was the best part of Dead or Alive. Him as bass.
Who was bass then?
In Dead or Alive, it was Kevin Nash.
Wow, he was. Wow.
Yeah, he was.
I gotta go back and watch that. That's crazy.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I just ran through that movie just to watch it.
He was in 3 scenes. It ain't worth it.
Let's put it this way. Hilarious, was watching me. I was doing other stuff while it was on. So that's
but Hager, I would probably like I said, I would have said Brock, but I don't think he's tall enough.
Drew McIntyre.
Oh, okay, yeah, Drew.
That's what I was thinking of. Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Drew can do it because he got the face and he got the mustache.
Yeah, he looks like
him. For it.
He looks like him. All you really do is just think of Final Fight 3 Hager, and that's Drew McIntyre.
Yeah,
dang, that's him.
Yep,
he looks just like him.
That's crazy.
He's perfect.
That's uncanny, actually.
Now watch they'll go actually go cast Roman Reigns. But
actually, Roman Reigns. Bad thing is Roman Reigns would probably make a good Thrasher.
He would.
Yeah.
Did you just relive WrestleMania 39
in the first level?
Yeah. But yeah. All right, people. We're gonna call it a night. Thank you, everybody in the chat. We appreciate you hanging out with us. I'll try to make sure I have the audio version up on time. I just realized that I didn't put the other 2 episodes up, so I'll be trying to get those up before Tuesday. So I do apologize for that, but I think I was having some issues with the Anchor site. So hopefully everything's fixed now, and I'll throw those up as soon as possible. But Jack, anything you want to pimp out?
Nah, man. I have a video I've already recorded in regards to my headline here with PlayStation and Xbox. I just have to release it. Really, I mean, it's already recorded, but it was just centered around how they're one and the same, and just kind of seeing the bickering back and forth between the fanboy crews. It's like, but y'all twins, like y'all twins with different clothes on. That's y'all provide the same damn thing. The only difference is Sony has exclusives that are not on Xbox, and that's where the train stops.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's about it, man. I don't have too much else going on.
All right, Andre.
I mean, you could expect 1 or 2 videos this week coming, because I've recorded like 4 hours worth of audio, so we're gonna get this stuff put together.
Okay. All right, Shadow.
So yeah, I got a couple things coming. A couple of podcast reviews and another video that I wanted to do that I may release this week. We'll see what's going on with that. And I still got to get the timing on when I want to stream. I wanted to do it this weekend, but it just didn't happen. So, but it's coming. I'm gonna start doing podcasts again. So, and I'll have those. They'll probably be on Fridays, and then we'll tie into this show for the weekend as well. So that's all I got. I highly recommend Resident Evil 9. Just finish that game. It is definitely one of the games of the year for this year for sure. It's definitely in the running.
I got to get the courage to do that because Jay Biggs has been like picking on me on Twitter for like the past week. Just like put clips like, "Hey Jack, would you do this? Would you do?" I'm like, "All right, man. I'm gonna play one of these damn games so you can get off my back." Like,
yeah, it's a fun time for sure. Like it doesn't take that long to run through. Really, I played classic, which is the old school. You got to go find stuff to save and all that, and I still got through it within, I think it was like 22 hours. So it wasn't that bad at all.
I heard it's not as long as people think it is.
No, if you run straight through it, it's probably like 10 hours.
Yeah.
If you run straight through it.
But
that's not how you play Resident Evil.
No, that's not.
You play Resident Evil by exploring and grabbing stuff and comboing.
It is when you're scared, but it's not when you
yeah.
I didn't play 30 to complete.
I didn't play first person with Grace though. I played third person because it was just easier as far as like when you have to like vault over stuff to see on the other side. I guess that creates more suspense or whatever, but there was enough suspense without it being in first person for me. So because the more the suspense comes from the scarce resources. She don't have gear like Leon has everything, so he can do whatever he wants kind of situation. And then you playing with Grace, you're like solving puzzles slowly, you creeping past stuff because you can't really take nothing down. So that's part of the gameplay to me. So I would highly recommend it no matter what mode you pick.
Have y'all seen those memes of like people showing like the clip from Colin Firth and Kingsman taking everything out, and it's like this is Leon's gameplay, and then they show like somebody like having a stroke, and that's like y'all damn wrong. So wrong.
But logically, it makes sense though because Leon has dealt with this over and over again throughout his whole adult life.
Yeah,
whereas Grace is just getting into it, so it makes sense.
Yeah,
and she's treating it like an FBI agent or like a CIA. Well, she's an FBI agent in the game, but like an FBI agent would. She's like collecting evidence, trying to figure out what's going on, knowing how to take out one enemy at a time, running away, like that kind of stuff.
Meanwhile, Leon is John Wick. So
Leon be like, man, I've been doing this for what, like 30 years now. This ain't nothing.
But they also tie in why he's basically John Wick too, and then that's a whole thing. Dealing with the viruses and all that and stuff.
That man got too many diseases injected into his body.
Yeah. and shot by his baby mama / wife.
Mm-hmm.
Multiple times.
If
you know.
Yeah.
It sounds like a horror game for real. Baby mama drama. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
oh no, they in love. She just shoots him every time. That's their thing.
That's a very interesting relationship. That's a whole nother podcast. Really.
Mr. and Mrs. Johnson? Mr. and Mrs. Johnson?
Maybe
Basically.
not quite like that, but
Basically,
Yeah.
basically.
but hey,
He's like,
listen,
hey, I
man,
could have killed
listen,
you here. Hey, how you doing?
listen. At least Ada did listen to him when he told her that she should start learning how to use knives. It just didn't go all that well for her against who she did it against.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that she shot him and that's their king. Anyway,
Yeah.
All right. Jeez.
But she always show up later on with the big gun for him to use against the big threats. So I mean,
yeah, that was it. She comes through in the clutch.
Take what
she
you
comes
get.
through in the clutch. But yeah, okay, all right. I am gonna pick up Requiem. I gotta finish some stuff out first, so before I can pick that up and devote some time to it. But I don't know if I'll be, because I'm going home next week for a few days, so I don't know if I'll be live streaming Saturday night because I'll be on the road. So we'll see, depending on what time I get back in or not. I may just stream something on Sunday before we go live. So there's that. But I did stream yesterday some Bayonetta, as well as some Bright Memory. I need to restart that game because where I started yesterday, I was like, I forgot I was fighting. I was in the middle of a boss fight when I stopped.
This one thing I'm gonna tell you, if you haven't done it yet, play that game with a GameCube controller.
Which one?
Bright Memory. Play it with a GameCube controller.
I keep seeing that game pop up.
It feels better.
It feels so much better with a GameCube controller. I'm not lying.
I mean, that's how I play Mario Kart. I played Mario Kart World with a GameCube controller.
Dude, that's something. Well, y'all saw one of my earlier live streams where we were just testing out GameCube games. So, yeah, I'll try that one down there.
Mine isn't a legitimate GameCube controller, but this one is still same shape and everything. As long as it's this form factor, it will feel good.
All right.
All right. I'll make sure to do that then. All right, peeps. We will see you guys next Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Y'all have a good evening.
Peace.
Peace.
Later, y'all.